Alright, appreciate it. Alright, well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Um, that was an awesome Soul Calibur run, and I am ripWSB, and I'll be running a 80% of Black to Fall. If anybody caught the Sable run of, not Limbo, Inside yesterday, it's going to look pretty familiar. It's kind of like a little brother of Inside and Limbo, but not really. But anyway, yeah, we are a machinist trying to escape the system. It's more communism based and kind of like horror, creepy atmosphere, but still got that kind of feel to it. So, without further ado, I guess we'll just hop into it and I'll kind of explain as we go. So we'll count the timer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So like I said, this is Black Fall. It's from a Romanian-based developer, Sans Sailor Studio, and they are based in Romania. And the game is kind of a, I guess, a artistic expression of rebellion against the system in the communism era that they had to endure until like the late 80s. So some big boy life themes to it, but fun little game. It's very stylistically similar to Inside. I guess you could say if the Inside boy grew up and got a job as a machinist, then this could be him. So we're just gonna wait for this little block to block the laser light thing. The main, I guess it's a puzzle game. It's kind of like a side-scrolling platformer too, to some degree. So the main thing we're going to be doing is doing all these puzzles quickly, trying not to die. We will take occasional deaths, but for the most part, just stay alive and complete the puzzles as quickly as possible. So we got a good cycle on this guard. He'll look down and allow us to run by. We're going to try for a nice little skip here. We got to get about 2 3/4 cranks, and hopefully this platform will come to the right and break the top and middle glass panels. Let's see if we get it. Ah, we didn't get it. But if you get it correct, that light will shine in kind of like the middle section, and you can run past the light. So unfortunately, we'll have to let's jump first, but we'll have to do this little fight section. If you and it's really finicky when it'll kind of work, but you can skip that. You gotta sneak past this sleeping guy. So yeah, the guards and those the red lights, definitely want to avoid those. It's an instant death. Here's another one to skip if you can get it. This one's really finicky too. Oh, got it, okay. That was a surprise. Usually you have to crouch and wait by that first little platform. Stop shooting. Light is on fire. Bingo. And then we'll play a little game of stop hitting yourself. So full whacks into these boards will get us through. And that just saves one of the machine gun blasts. So a little part about this game, kind of like Inside, you kind of control people, and a major portion of this game is using this little like arm cannon thing. You can mind control people and also turn on and turn off like machines. So this will be a big part of the run, and actually involved in a couple small little skips. I'll kind of show what that'll look like. So we found out that you can back up into like some doors, and you just like propel yourself upward. So we can use that to our advantage, especially coming up in this next room, to save a few seconds here and there. But basically, you point the laser to the opposite direction, walk backwards, and then just jump. It's kind of weird, but take it. there aren't too many like skips and cool little things you can do. So the run definitely works for a glitchless marathon, which has been awesome, by the way. Shout outs to everybody putting this together and trying to make this run as smoothly as possible, given the circumstances of so many different runners, scheduling conflicts, and all sorts of crazy stuff that happens in life. Wait for this to come up, block the poisonous gases, not get killed by the laser, do our little trick to jump over this door that saves, again, a couple seconds from having to wait for that door to roll up. This elevator, and we're going to have to sneak past this guard. There's a certain point where he will kind of hear you and turn around and kill you. So we're going to try and just, yep. Right. We are going to take an intentional death right here to speed up the guy to the left walking over and seeing that rubber duck. And then just sneak to the door. Now this next part, I'm going to try and kind of get a quick cycle. You can do the door and then slide under. Okay, we're cool. Again, all these little optimizations save maybe a second to each, but so this next part, we are going to control this guy again. Have him turn the kind of the little trolley system on, and that'll get the projector to move to the right. Put on a little cinema show for the guard, try and distract him. Sneak by. It might have been too early. Okay. So we're gonna prep ourselves at the end of this little walkway, and hopefully jump right when he starts walking. If you do that and crouch when you land, he won't spot you. And then jump up. This next room can be kind of finicky. This game loves cardio, and so we'll be distracting the laser light with that guy. Taking control of the middle guy. That was close. Get those guys to way down the platform. Sneak under that. So basically it's just room by room, lots of puzzles. Again, it's that kind of 90s sci-fi, heavily communism based atmospheric puzzle game. I really enjoyed it. I loved Inside and Limbo. I played those before I ever picked up this game. So, and I really love those, so I kind of just translated into another fun game. It's not as, I guess, polished as either of those games in terms of like controls, but I think visually it's a great looking game. So I'm gonna drop down to this little lava conveyor belt system, I guess. Try to avoid getting crushed. This sequence sucks in particular if you, there's kind of a finicky penalty if you miss that. It's you gotta do this whole part over again. And that's where a lot of time loss is in these runs, is if you miss a puzzle or you die at a poor time. Oh, that really sucks. I shouldn't have said anything. So that's what happens. It'll put you back at a checkpoint that may or may not be crappy like that. So again, the estimation for the game kind of takes that into account. Let's see if we get it this time. It's always fun watching this played on Twitch or anywhere, because this part seems to extra safe. God, seems to catch a lot of people off guard almost. So we'll do a little late hop there to jump over, because you want to try and minimize how many times you have to pull yourself up and things. So there'll be a couple of times we'll be trying to. This part can be kind of finicky. So you can clip through this door here, but it's almost just as fast to use the button right there. But I'll be trying to kind of clip through a couple more doors in later in the run, just it's kind of funny. So this next part, we're going to lower this elevator and keep our laser pointer kind of pointed at these buttons. Raising over that door so it smashes that thing down. Now we can jump on that middle platform and rotate the laser, which the rotation of lasers will be doing a lot. That can be kind of annoying. Oh, got it, okay. Some of them seem to respond quicker than others, so it's kind of weird trying to figure out if it's going to be super fast turning or if it's going to be kind of not reacting. So we're just going to hang out by this little trap door until he takes enough steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be good. We're going to distract them with the far right trap door, and then turn this laser while he's kind of perplexed. This door before he finds us and kills us, and just sneak out of that room. Oh, that was weird. That's the first time he's ever seen me. Luckily, we made it through. So normally you're supposed to do this room by, there's a bike inside. You're supposed to ride that, move that top piece to the right, use it as like a reflective thing. But we're just gonna skip all that because it's a speed run. Hopefully we get this cycle and we get down before this laser comes up and kills us, just barely. And then this next room, nice little fade to black. We're gonna jump past this laser and hopefully line this up. Usually you have to crank this bridge. Okay, we're good. But if you get at a very precise spot, you can just jump across it. As you can see, the main form of movement is going to be sprint and jump. It covers the most ground quickest. And a lot of spots, if you just hold jump and sprint to whatever direction you need, which is usually to the right, it lines up kind of perfectly with where you need to be. So there'll be certain times in the run where I'll just be holding that and I don't even need to look at the screen. So we're going to pick up our arm laser. And there's a little reset button on top of the rotated laser up there. So we'll use that to reset this wall of lasers that are coming at us. Hopefully not get killed as it goes by. So we'll rotate that to the right and get that locked. That'll allow us to sneak through. Try not to jump too early or too late. And that should be that one. So about the first third to half of the game is like inside this huge facility wherever we're at. We'll eventually break out and outside, and you get to really see the state of everything. Everything's kind of falling apart. It's kind of a very bleak, oppressive atmosphere, which I think is obviously intentional. It sounds like Romania and communism makes for not a very fun combination. So they have these little Metal Gear looking guys that we are going to unleash into the world. And another theme of this game is like you're using all of these other workers, I missed that jump, to kind of help yourself escape, and you leave them behind in the process. So yeah, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. So we got a nice little cutscene. See all these Metal Gear knockoffs rising up, turning on, making their way out to the merry world. Drop down and get some more lava action going on. So we're going to do 5 cranks. That should get us close enough to jump to the platform. I wasn't counting, I think that was 5. Alright, we're good. I'm going to try this. Hopefully we can jump. Nope. Okay. There's a specific spot you can. I think I missed it again. Try one more time. Where you can jump, and of course now this thing might kill me. Yeah, it's gonna. Alright, forget that. You can jump at a specific spot and bypass having to pick yourself up. And again, it saves like a second, but we'll try it here. Nope. You can do the same thing here where you do like a little bit of a delayed jump, and you can make it across without having to pull yourself up on the ledge. But it is what it is. So right now we're just gonna be jumping around, climbing stuff, making our way up this set of winding platforms. Got a nice little compactor scene. So we're gonna wait for this wall to come to the left and right. Some wall push-ups. Hop off this, drop down. Over and jump over to the right. This next part coming up has a cool little skip. Hopefully it works. Again, this one, if you don't get it the first time, it puts you back pretty far. But there's usually a pretty good spot for to set it up. And here's a spot where I can just hold jump, sprint into the right, and he'll make all these platforms without me having to really do anything. So let's see. Get this right. Should be good. If you jump right at the last second into that, yeah, alright, we made it. Into that, like the fire end of that stick looking thing, you can kind of skip ahead to the next area. It saves it, 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. We'll wait a couple seconds. 1, 2, and wait a little bit. So that part was fun to learn the first time. You really have to listen. I think in the Switch version you get to kind of see where he's jumping, so at least you kind of know where you're at. But there are like 4 layers of steam that you pretty much have to kind of jump through, and it's only audio cues basically. So yeah, that took a long time the first time to figure out where to jump and be alive. So now we got to deal with the kind of the walker mech guys. Make sure he's far enough away. And when they spot you and shoot at you, it's pretty loud, and it always kind of startles me, especially when I'm not expecting to get hit. Here's kind of a fun part if you aren't really paying attention. Ooh, I suppose. There's a little double barrel right there that would always get me before. Finally get our little arm laser back. And we'll be using it to cross on this little kind of ferry looking boat thingy. Then we'll be using our arm laser to kind of propel. So we'll pull out our laser prematurely because the ferry will keep moving to the left, and hopefully we can make this jump. Cool. So there's going to be a series of lasers or lights on our journey, and we're going to have to use this little boat cabin area to shield ourselves from the light. Not get popped. Not really my favorite part of the game. It's just tedious. you can only move when you have the light. There's a spot, I don't know if I can get it up, where you kind of like block that third light. Uh-oh. Don't put me back, don't put me back. Oh, get off. Oh, no. Okay. So that's not how you're supposed to do it. You can use this bar to kind of fool the light into thinking you're body. I'm gonna venture a guess that those people aren't alive, but yeah, that's a little grim. So now we get to one of our coolest parts of the game, and you get a little robot buddy. A lot of people kind of call him like a robot dog. I think more like a bug, but he's a cool little dude. He's pretty much like indestructible, and he's gonna help us out. So we got step stool mode, which we'll be using a lot. When you put him in that kind of mode, he can't move until you bring him back down. So you always got to keep that in mind. Oh, God. Yeah, I forgot to mention. Very relevant point. Make it so you can cross right there. If you can donate support charity, do a robot bug dog thing. So we can use him to jump on these little blue kind of electrical panels, and that will make various things move and progress the game. So we're gonna hopefully jump on his back, ride this little machine up. Breather, some pull-ups. And we got another little crusher situation. Hide the dog outside so he doesn't get crushed. We're gonna use that weird laser glitch to kind of walk up the wall. This doesn't really save any time. I think it just looks kind of funny. Now we're right on top of the pressure. Since we have to wait for this next part, it doesn't save any time really. But again, I think it just looks kind of funny. So yeah, the Go Rescue Pet Adoption Center is the charity of the marathon. Do some good things. Nice little pee break or water break or whatever you want to do. Little robot friend is going to be kind of taken over by this mean guard guy. But luckily he will get his just desserts.
Fight.
So, as was foreshadowed by the robot kind of jumping on the previous big yellow box and having it come down, we're going to need to clear the guard over there, underneath it, and crush his butt. Down, pop up, bust that pipe off, so he's like, huh? What's going on? So he'll come over and try and fix it, kind of hang up top, give him a second to walk underneath, because he can somehow spot us when we take back control of the dog, or robot bug. Alright, so this will be a little, I'm going to try and flip into, there we go. We kind of clip through that little stack of stuff. Now sometimes it screws up the camera angle for this next part. And okay, we're okay. It makes it a lot harder to do this part as if it wasn't difficult enough. But luckily, yeah. Alright, let's try that again. It's funny, like the most difficult parts of the game don't really involve any special movement or puzzles. It's just trying to master these controls. Oh, that's close. Okay. So this next little part, I'm gonna try a quick strat, see if it works. So usually you have to kind of wait at each two spots. Use the robot to distract this guy. Okay. So that saves about 10 seconds if you can do that all in one run and not get crushed by this train. So now we just got a couple pretty straightforward little puzzles. Not much to them. We're going to be cranking this little pipe around, filling the big huge bucket on the right with water. To the left, our robot friend kind of fell down a hole. So we're going to fill that hole with water to get out of it. Which is kind of weird because he's jumping all around like in other spots without a problem. But I won't hold it against him because he's always saved the butt. So it's a symbiotic relationship. We help him, or it helps us. So there he is down there. So we'll fill that with water. He'll join us up top. So we help him, and then he'll come over and hop on this bucket thing. Come on. And that'll allow us to put out the butt. It's a helpful thing. So yeah, water is bad in this game. I'm gonna assume the water quality isn't great. Maybe that's why we die, or I don't know, maybe this guy can't swim. Whatever the case. Okay, that was a jump. It was supposed to be. There we go. So we're gonna try kind of a quick walk to this part. Sneak the robot to the left when we jump off. Hopefully get pushed far enough to the right. This is going to be close. Alright, we made it. That jump can be a little scary, especially on like a really, really good run. I've lost many a good run to that jump. You almost need a little bit of a delayed jump to make that gap at very end off that platform. There's a safer way to do that whole puzzle, but you lose maybe 5 to 10 seconds. So just a couple areas of running and jumping. Nice little mind break, so to speak. And some more fire we're going to need to put out with the help of our robot friend. So we're going to fill this little container with water. There's like 2 outlets on either side, so we'll keep those kind of plugged up. That'll make it spill over the top. Couple seconds to put out the fire. And keep going, keep going. So this next little puzzle is going to be, it hopefully goes well. There's not much to it, but it can be kind of finicky sometimes. So we are going to move this little steam output thing a little bit. The robot friend up the top. Move it over to the left so it rotates the platform down so we can jump on it. So we need to be on the right side. We can't cross that stand. As you've seen in the past, we get moided. So we'll get the robot to the left, propel us up slowly. Time this jump, hopefully. There we go. Now we should pretty much be clear. Jump up, fill this bottom cavernous area with water, and then that'll pull our buddy out. And you will join us in a second. So get him to come up here. There we go. We'll climb up on top to open this panel. That will then send him up there. Now, you can kind of clip into this area. The setup for this one isn't as... Nope, okay. It doesn't work that well for PS4 for some reason. On the Switch version of the game, you can clip through all these like instantaneously, really easy. It's kind of interesting. The game is a little different on the Switch compared to like the PS4 and PC versions. I don't know why. One of the changes is you look like Mario, kind of. You get a red hat and you get like blue jeans. I'm assuming that's what they were going for, but I thought it was kind of funny looking. I mean, this guy's got the little red party hat, but that was just an achievement on PS4. Usually you can just get like a little black hat, so it looks a little funny. Oh crap. That was close. So we need to drop that block and use the robot to jump on the switch while we ride it. But yeah, so the switch has a bunch of extra little gates and stuff you have to climb over and kind of work your way through in between puzzles. Like all the main puzzles are the same, but the transitions between them are a little bit different. And some of the clicks and skips, some of them work, but some of them don't. So if you want to run the game and you have a Switch, you're kind of at a disadvantage already. But it's still doable, obviously, just not as quick. Unless maybe there's something unknown in the Switch version that isn't in PC or PS4, so it could be the case. Or Xbox, I'm assuming it's for Xbox. So we got this nice little crazy looking wrecking ball section. Pretty straightforward. We're going to unfortunately blast our little buddy and use him as a projectile. Crash through that wall. He's fine, don't worry. And we're going to wait for this wrecking ball to kind of return back to its starting position. There's a point, and we can kind of hang out right here. When you see one of these spikes hit the shadow on the left, we can start walking, and hopefully... It always creeps me out. I feel like I'm going to hit it every time, even though I'm 99% sure he's not going to hit it. Get our religion for the day, and that's it for that. So now we are going to baptize our robot friend. That's new. So he's supposed to, there we go, we'll just do it over here. He's supposed to drop down into the water when you kind of release. There we go. So note to self, don't step stool the robot from the very far right. That can happen. Robot to block the lights, lasers, mechanisms to block the door, this part. So there's a quick method to do this. I'm going to try it. It's a little sensitive on where you can place the robot on the right or the left. Ooh, this might not work. Okay, it didn't work, so we'll do the backup. Kind of old school. But if you can get it on the left, when the light loses the robot, it kind of goes back to search mode. And if you get it on the left, you can make the robot come to the right and turn him into step stool mode. Kind of get around that before the laser light finds you. It doesn't save like a whole lot of time, but it's just obviously more efficient. So we're going to use our laser skip setup in this next puzzle. Normally you have to place the robot. There's like a gear moving down there, and you have to use him to wedge in between the gears. But now we're just going to clip into the edge of this, and we you have just enough time to run and jump to bed. Alright, so jump up. We're going to use the robot again to lower this platform. Oops. Set up with the weight. Thank you, buddy. Hop over this laser wall and turn that off so he can come back. We'll use our buddy again. Break through these wood boards that miraculously disappear. We're getting towards the closer to the end of the game. Still got a couple puzzles and the kind of the, I guess you'll see from up, kind of the end of the game where he's a bit physically handicapped. He gets kind of caught and beat up by the guards, so the last portion of the game, unfortunately, is limp walking. Kind of really speed running at that point, you're kind of speed walking. And get the robot to go far to the right. That's kind of close. So here's another spot where you can clip past kind of like a wall. Let me see if, I don't think I got it. This one's kind of, oh, got it, okay. That was cool. So yeah, there's those 3 spots you can do it. The first one is pretty decent setup, and then the next 2 is kind of hit or miss if you make it through. We have another little skip up here. We'll go for this one's kind of a weird one. So you take an intentional death to kind of reset yourself. My method is take 4 jumps and then double click. Nope. Again, I don't know why this one doesn't work sometimes. Come on. I'll try one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. See? I do the same thing. Okay. So basically you skip this little cutscene of you getting on the bus, trying to escape. The police, or not really police, no, they could be police. The big guard guys, they stop the bus, pull you off of it, kind of throw you in jail, basically. So, yeah, this is where the bus will be driving on the road. So instead of that, we're just kind of jumping down. And once we get to this little pothole at the end, kind of walk back, it'll trigger the next scene. There we go. So, in that cutscene, we get caught again, and they throw us in this little cell. So we're going to dab our way to freedom. When the cell is rocking, don't come a knocking. So this whole section of the game, we're pretty beat up, and we are kind of hobbling our way towards freedom. So it's gonna slow down a bit. There's basically kind of one more puzzle, if you want to call it that. It's pretty straightforward from here on out. I think we have one more intentional death to kind of help speed up a little bit, but for the most part, we're just going to be hobbling our way through it. So, got about 6 or 7 more minutes, I think. So, just ahead of time, I want to say thanks for letting me run this. I really enjoyed playing Black Default a lot. Finding new paths and ways to get through the game quicker. This event has been really cool. I've enjoyed watching all these runs as much as I can with work and all that. You know how that goes. But I'm looking forward to catching up on all the runs that I missed, and I'm looking forward to some runs coming up too. I know after me we got the Prince of Persia. That's gonna be pretty sweet. So stick around for that and for all these other cool runs coming up. You can type !schedule and see what's coming up. If you have the means and are able to donate, you are more than welcome to and encouraged. Ooh, what do we got coming up? I was really happy to see Inside being run. I know it wasn't on the best circumstances with the one runner having to pull out, but it was really cool getting to see, and kind of nice little setup. Probably would have been better to do Black Fall first and then Inside. It's like the kind of quote unquote better game, but oh, wipe out Pure. Yep. So anyway, we're gonna be dropping down and following this laser slowly. It is kind of nice once you get past all the hard puzzles. You kind of get a break. You're pretty much set in stone. There's not really anything else to skip or kind of speed up at this point. So by now you kind of know for sure if you're gonna, beat your time or make a certain time. So you just kind of go through the motions. But you finally get a little bit of music coming up. We'll have a nice little piano part in a little bit. And it gets even more bleak. A bunch of shoes falling on you. Yeah. So you can kind of jump up ahead of time. You don't have to wait for all these shoes to drop out. I think they're shoes. Pretty sure. And trying to hope that they're still falling by the time we get off screen. Kind of the creepy payoff of the whole game is this coffin room, and so we'll be using one of the coffins to hide ourselves from the light. So yeah, it's looking like about 44.5 minutes-ish. We'll kind of get done with the run, officially, according to how they start and stop the timer. Now, hopefully I didn't jinx myself. There's this weird... The game will kind of crash out and glitch sometimes at this a part coming up pretty soon. And hopefully I didn't just... I think there's been 2 times in like hundreds of runs where it's happened, but I have no idea what causes it. So we get a little rumble scene coming up. Keep hopping to the right, go through one more door, and then we get to commandeer a Metal Gear, basically. And we're going to be using that to crash through the wall at the very far right and kind of make our way to freedom. Lead all these people to freedom as well. So, hobble, hobble, hobble. There is, like, if you don't hold sprint, he walks even slower, so this is like a quick hobble. So we're gonna do a cutscene of climbing up into this guy. And this is where sometimes, I don't know why, you use this to break through the wall, and you have to kind of ram the wall like 6 or 7 times. For some reason, every now and then, super rare, you kind of get stuck and like can't hit the wall after a few hits. I'd be so pissed if it happens that way. Alright. Come on. And yeah, this part, like a really good run, makes me super anxious because after that first time, I'm like always expecting it to happen. Please, please, please. Alright, made it through. So there's one more little room, or big room I guess, and you get to see some photos of the actual people involved in the whole revolution that the game was kind of based on. And time will be coming up when the character finally runs off screen and everything fades to black. little kind of reminder of the reality of all of this. But, yeah, been really fun running this. Thankful for any chance I can to show it off. If you're interested in running it, there's a bunch of videos on kind of how to do some of the skips and the clips. And it's just a fun game casually. If you like puzzle games, now that if you've watched it, it kind of ruined probably the puzzles for you. But otherwise, it's always fun to kind of watch people play for the first time and figure things out, because it was pretty frustrating the first time I played through. So time will be coming up right about now. So yeah, that's Black the Fall. Alright, so yeah, thanks to the No Glitches Marathon. Thanks to everybody that, you know, put this together and making it run as smoothly as humanly possible. Stay tuned for Wipeout Pure, and then some Prince of Persia, and another great day. If you're on Saturday, I guess everybody's on Saturday at this point. It's 6 in the morning for me, so good morning for those that are in the morning. And looking forward to another great day of games being run super fast. And yeah, that was Black the Fall. I'm ripWSB, and take it easy, everybody.